about your journey and tell me about your experiences in Venezuela to be here.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so proud of being representing my country because we've been having some hard time in Venezuela, and I feel like I can be a little bit of joy for my people, and I'm really proud to be representing Venezuela because we're like big fans of beauty pageants, and it's part of our tradition and our culture. And even though we had the COVID and the pandemic, we made a great job by doing a virtual pageant in Venezuela, and it was such a different but amazing experience that I have learned a lot about it.
Why do you think Venezuelans love the pageant world? Because I see them out there, they're crazy fans. Why do they love, what's so special about pageantry that they love?
The special thing about pageants in Venezuela, I think it's because it's part of our culture as Venezuelan women. I don't know why, it's in our blood, I believe, and it's very beautiful to see how many Venezuelans are here every day during the whole, even though we have some COVID restrictions and regulations. People are there every day waiting for me every time I go to dinner, every time I go to breakfast. It's just amazing. I'm really grateful and thankful for them because that is like a boost of energy for me every day.
Does it make you feel a little nervous to carry that responsibility of being Miss Venezuela, competing in Miss Universe with crazy fans out there?
Yeah, there is a common question that you always asking me if this has put me a lot of pressure or if this is a big responsibility. And yeah, it is a big responsibility, but I feel I have to work like the other girls because this is a competition where all the girls are really smart, are really wonderful. They have all a big and a strong story. So we have to all act with discipline, really more passion, and be responsible in every activity. And I feel like I'm proud of being in Venezuela, but it's also a big responsibility for me.
What are some of the things that you feel like have made you so successful in this world and Miss Venezuela? What has sort of helped you become who you are and be Miss Venezuela?
Yeah, being Miss Venezuela requires great discipline and responsibility because you have to work a lot in order to become in a beauty pageant or in a platform such as Miss Universe. It's not just being a beauty face and walking like a model. It's more about the way you connect with people, the way you speak, the way you share your story, because it's very important to get people to know you very well, to show your real self in order to make people understand why you are here. It's not just, okay, I'm going to represent my country and I'm going to model. No, it's more about what you have to offer to the world. And I feel like I've been working so hard since I was a little girl, because this is a dream of mine since I was a little girl. And that's like the most important part, the motivation and what drives my ambition of being here.
How does it feel if this was your dream as a little girl? How does it feel to be in this? I mean, this is it.
Yeah, this is it. And sometimes I cannot believe that I'm here and we have so few days left to the final show. And this experience has taught me that you can carry out any dream you have if you work hard, if you work with discipline, if you work with love and with passion with everything you do. And if you are able, if you realize that if you love yourself and you accept yourself the way you are, and if you can or have the ability to share your whole story, you can conquer the universe. So that for me, it's such an amazing experience, and I'm really proud of myself and proud of my Venezuelan people.
How do you prepare for such a big week, for such a big event? How do you sort of mentally and even maybe physically prepare for this?
It's important to be prepared and focused in every moment of the pageant and of the journey, because sometimes you might hear a lot of voices and sometimes you might feel a little bit overwhelmed. But if you are really focused on what you want and your goal, I think the best way to do it is being concentrated in each activity. And at the end of the day, we don't have time to do anything else than the activities. So it's not that easy, because we also have social media that has put in a lot of pressure on us. But I feel it's more like we have to, oh my gosh, it's more like we have to be focused and everything we are doing. And also I always try to breathe, to meditate at the end of the day and rest a little bit just to get back on track the other day.
important to do that because there is a lot of pressure, especially with all of the, the fans. And so, how do you deal with that? You really sort of take a breath and sort of relax. And how do you put all of this in perspective? I mean, this is kind of a crazy world. Yeah, it's hard. How do you keep a level, your feet on the ground and stay grounded?
Yeah, stay grounded, it's really important in everything you do in your life. Because that is the only way you can keep going and you can succeed. If you are always attached to your beliefs, to your values, to your principles, there's nothing that can stop you. And if you are attached to your story and what you are, who you are, and you share that to the world will love you in the way you are. You don't have to change. You don't have to become like others. You don't have to compare with others. So it's kind of, people can make believe that it's complicated because you have a lot of exposure and it's such a big platform, you can feel overwhelmed. But I believe that the key is to be focused always on what you want and who you are. And always remember that if you love yourself, and if you love others, and if you accept the way you are, you don't have to change to become something better or to success in the world.
How have you used that platform that you mentioned, and that voice? How have you used it to make a difference?
I feel like today I can make a difference because I'm not the type of the Miss Venezuela that people are used to see. Because I believe I'm changing that beauty standards of perfection that sometimes people are used to. And some people were telling me that from a long time ago, and I've been criticized for a long time since I became Miss Venezuela, because I feel like it's better to share your story than just do a good catwalk or change your outfit too many times during the day. So I love to connect with people, and I love to share my story and always be true to myself. And then
in some countries, sport is like the national pastime.
That's true.
In the Philippines, some might say that pageantry is the pastime.
That's true. You know what? In the Philippines, we have pageants all over the places. Yes, we have pageants in the barangay, in school, national, local. That's why we really love Miss Universe. It's like it's giving pride and putting the Philippines back on the pedestal. That's why there's an added pressure as a candidate coming from a pageant-loving country. But it's a good pressure. I always look up to our former Miss Universe Philippines. They really did well in the competition. And now this is my time to show who I am, to offer what Rabiya can show to the rest of the universe. So I'm very happy. And at the same time, I'm excited to make all my kababayans proud. And hopefully I do.
Why do you think it is that the Philippines love pageants?
They have appreciation for beauty. We do love pageant because we used to think that we wanted to be included in the world, I have to be honest, in the Philippines, my skin color used to be not the standard of beauty. I was obsessed whitening my skin because these are the kinds of beauty queen we see on the mainstream. But things were different now. That's why I'm very proud to be a morena. In the Philippines, we call it morena. It's brown skin girl. And to be able to represent, my color, my identity as a true Filipina.
Tell me about your journey to being crowned Miss Philippines. That, in a world that, in a country, I should say, that loves pageants. That must have been a very intense process. Tell me about, your journey to being Miss Philippines.
Well, my journey was crazy. You know what? I started to be a dark horse. Nobody noticed me. Nobody knows I was in the competition up until the preliminary and the coronation night. And when I won, I received different comments. Of course, there were people who didn't expect me to do well, who think that I cheated. That's why I need to redeem myself in Miss Universe. I really need to do well in this competition. And the thing is, I love pressure. I love criticism. I get better every day with that. You tell me I cannot do that, I turn to you and I'm going to say that, no, I can do it for myself.
Good for you. So how does it feel then to be on the global stage? stage. How do you feel to be here in this moment, right now?
It's crazy, but I'm overwhelmed with the support, not just from the Filipino community, but also from Thailand, Latin countries who do appreciate me as a candidate, as a person. It motivates me that I am beautiful. I can offer so much in this world. And when somebody believes in you, it gives you that extra energy to really do well and perform well.
Do you have a sense with the girls, all of the girls competing, you're competing, but is there a sense of camaraderie with all of the girls? Is there like a real spirit to, sort of motivate each other to do better?
You know what? I have a different idea about Miss Universe. I thought it's going to be very competitive in a healthy way. Well, of course. But now I can see every girl helping each other. From fixing those hairs, from trying to zip up those outfits. It speaks of the closeness and the kind of camaraderie that we want to have. The goal of Miss Universe is not just to crown one girl, but also to build a genuine and long-lasting friendships among us.
Would you say within the Miss Universe world, the contestants, is there a sisterhood? Are you sisters?
There is sisterhood. I can say I was able to talk to different representatives from different backgrounds, different cultures. And despite our differences, there's so much to be highlighted in what binds us together. And that is because we want to empower women. We want to have our advocacies. We want to speak for the things that we love. And that's a celebration of women and the beauty that we have.
So coming out of this week, obviously you would love to be crowned Miss Universe.
Of course.
And that would be wonderful, of course, for any of you. But what else will you take out of this week? What do you think you will feel at the end of this week, regardless of the result? How will you be a different person?
It's the growth and the development that I was able to have during preparing for this journey. I will be honest, there was a moment that I lost my identity because I was put under pressure. I was in that position in which I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not a good representative of my country, but I was able to bounce back stronger. And if I was able to do that for Miss Universe, I will be able to do that in life. That is my greatest takeaway from Miss Universe.
Okay, so Philippines have a huge amount of fans.
Yes.
I want you to give us a little bit of a message to the fans here and at home. But send a message. What would you say to all the fans in the Philippines?
To all my fans from the Philippines and from all over the world, maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for loving me and for believing in me. It means a lot to somebody who is so naive in this industry, who has no idea how to become a beauty queen on the first day of my journey. But because of your love and support, I was able to be the woman that I am today. And regardless of the result, I may or I may not win the crown, but one thing is for sure, I'm gonna make you all proud.